Arsenal need to take advantage of this. You know, there's news out there that finally seems to be going in Arsenal's favour that might benefit Arsenal in the very near future. We're going to speak about that amongst other things as well, because there's a question out there that's dividing opinion, and I just definitely want to get your guys' thoughts on it to see where you stand. Before we get into it though, I want to ask you one very quick favour. If you could please just hit like on this video. So Arsenal play Newcastle tomorrow in what is a massive match, and before every game, like in every video, I'm just quickly going to ask you your score prediction. And for those who are able to get it right in the breakdown video after the game, I will flash up on the screen who's able to get the correct score so you can show people how good your football knowledge is. So let me know your score prediction in the comment section, and I'm going to give you mine in a minute. Look, the first piece of good news, and there is a couple of things here, but the first one is the fact that Newcastle are missing probably, if we're being honest, their best midfielder, Bruno Guimaraes. Now, the fact that they're missing a player isn't the only good news. Look, it's going to help Arsenal, but at the minute, Arsenal just need to take a look at themselves and try and put together some performances and just a level of performance that make you think, right, Arsenal are settled, because it doesn't seem that way. We know we've had a difficult season with injuries. We hear people talk about it all the time. We hear people talk about how Arsenal need to sign players. We've had that conversation. But tomorrow is such a big game, and people say, oh, it's only the cup. But I want to win this competition. I think it's important for Arsenal to win this competition, in fact, because we need to start winning silverware. The questions are out there for Mikel Arteta. People are saying, you've been here how long? How many trophies have you won? So it might just be a cup game. It might just be the EFL Cup, but Arsenal should be looking to win this competition. And I think they have a good route to the final. Difficult team, Newcastle. But if we're being honest, Arsenal were better. It doesn't always work like that. I understand, and it's difficult to predict with how Arsenal are currently playing. But all things being said, Arsenal should win this game against Newcastle, and that's what we just need to go and do tomorrow. Now, there's going to be some questions around the team. There's going to be some questions about some fitness, because we haven't had full updates on it yet. Players like Kai Havertz, Martin Odegaard, we know Arsenal have been hit with a sickness bug, an illness, and it's not allowed us to field our strongest team in recent games, and our performances have clearly been lower. We need our best players back, and that's why this team, it's going to be hard. Like, the question out there is, like, I see it earlier on social media, and it's huge, it's blowing up. People are saying, like, do you go with a strong team because it's a cup game, or do you rest some players? We got 2 legs, bear in mind. Rest some players and keep some players fresh for the game on the weekend against Man United. Genuinely, I want to know what you guys would do. Would you rest players, or do you go full strength? Let me know, because I'll tell you straight up, I go full strength in this game. Like I said, this is a competition I'm looking at and saying we need to win. Is it number one priority for me? Of course not. The Premier League is, the Champions League is, the FA Cup is even maybe. But this is a competition I'm looking at and saying, is it the most glamorous? No, but I definitely still want to win it. And Newcastle is a team that's, yeah, they're tricky. Yes, they're combative. Yes, they like to get in your face. But it's a team that we could and should beat. I think the team you have to do is go strong, and that's why it will leave some interpretation on what people would do for the team selection. Let me know what team you would go for. Like I said, it would be interesting to see how strong people go. So let me know who you go for. I go for David Raya. There's rumours coming about that maybe Timber will be available. Maybe it will be too soon for him. If he's ready to play, I start him. People might say that's risky, but I don't like seeing Thomas Partey at right back. Can he do the job? Yes, but I want to see him in midfield because I think he's been our best midfielder this season. So I want Partey in midfield, and if having jurrien Timber at right back allows me to have Partey in midfield, I'm down for it. So Timber right back, Saliba, Gabriel, and I play Myles Skelly in this game. I have a good feeling that Mikel Arteta will play Myles Skelly in this game. He's kind of maybe seemed reluctant to play Myles Skelly and Ethan Nwaneri starting together at the same time. So the fact that we won't have Ethan Nwaneri for this game might make Mikel Arteta pick Myles Skelly, the choice of picking him slightly easier. So I think he goes Skelly. In midfield, again, I play Thomas Partey because I want to play our strongest team. If someone says Thomas Partey probably needs a rest, so I think we need to play Declan Rice in that number 6 position, then I understand it. And I'm happy with Rice or Partey. But if you're asking me, I go Thomas Partey. And then I think you go... I wouldn't be opposed to playing Mikel Merino in this game. Declan Rice is ahead of him in the pecking order, though. So if you're going for your very strongest team, then you play Declan Rice. But again, I wouldn't mind playing Merino because I think he is combative. He is in your face. He doesn't mind putting in a tackle. He's very aggressive. And against the players like Joe Linton, you're going to need those strong, aggressive players. And Mikel Merino and Declan Rice actually both fit that bill. And if Martin Odegaard isn't injured, you might even be able to play both of them anyway. But if Odegaard's fit, I play Odegaard. If not, I play Partey, Rice and Merino. On the right-hand side, I think Gabriel Jesus, if Havertz is available, has to play on that right-hand side. The fact we've not got Saka, we've not got Sterling, and now we're missing Ethan Nwaneri is a massive blow. Ethan Nwaneri has done so well every chance he's given the opportunity. He's so good. The goals he's scoring, the confidence, the ability to beat a man, the way he glides across the pitch. I've loved seeing him on the right-hand side, and it's not even a natural position for him. So Gabriel Jesus probably does need to fill that position. If not, maybe Martinelli. I would certainly go Martinelli on the left-hand side if I could play Jesus, Havertz and Martinelli. Trossard struggling this season. If you're looking at his output, that suggests to you that Trossard's struggling. Scored 4 goals this season. Martinelli on the left. Havertz up front. Yeah, like I said, Gabriel Jesus on the right. I think that team should be beating Newcastle. It will be interesting to see what kind of team Newcastle goes for. It's looking like they're going to go for a strong team as well. And why wouldn't they? They probably fancy their chances to get to a final. There's one more hurdle to overcome. They've just got to beat us. We've just got to beat them. And then you're in the final. You might be playing Liverpool, but it's going to be a massive game, a one-off game. Anything can happen. So Newcastle are going to fancy their chances, especially with how we played against Brighton. They're going to see that Arsenal are lacking creativity. They're going to see that Arsenal's attackers are struggling to score goals, and they will make it nasty. They're not going to make it comfortable for Arsenal. You can guarantee these Newcastle players are going to be kicking, pushing, gobbing off from the first whistle. And if I was Newcastle, that's exactly the way that I would play. I think that's what Newcastle will do, and these Arsenal players need to be ready for it. Don't get involved, keep your head, and understand that you can hurt this team with the talent you have going forward. They need to start stepping on it a bit. We need Kai Havertz to be available because, like I said yesterday, whether you like him, whether you don't like him as Arsenal striker, he's our best striker. He scored 12 goals this season. He's miles ahead in the goal-scoring charts to any other player we can put out on the pitch. So Kai Havertz hopefully is available for this game. We'll have to see what happens with that. At the time of recording this, I don't have any update, but we do have an update on Ethan Nwaneri, and it's not good. He's got a muscular injury, and he's going to be out for a couple of weeks or a few weeks. There's no specific time frame being put on it, and that's never good to hear because you know muscular injuries can be a pain. You might feel okay, and it can just be annoying. It can drag on for a long period of time. I don't think it's going to be a couple of months. I think this will be between 2 and 4 weeks. But it's just a shame that it comes at a time when Saka, Sterling, other players as well are injured. I don't want to see Ethan Nwaneri out. I think he's been playing so well when given the opportunity that I want to see this run continue. He's played loads of minutes this season in terms of being given chances, and he's taken it. He's earned it. So I would have liked to see him carry on, but it can't happen. Look, in other news, Liverpool drew yesterday against Man United, and it's just another chance that Arsenal could have gained ground on. Liverpool dropped. The last 6 games, Arsenal and Liverpool have the exact same form. If you look at our last 6 games, Liverpool's last 6 games, it's exactly the same. Liverpool have draw like 3 games, but so have Arsenal. Them games that Liverpool have drawn, that's the chance that Arsenal should be taking to gain that ground on Liverpool. But it seems like every time Arsenal draw and Liverpool draw, and then if Liverpool draw, Arsenal draw, we're just not at the minute able to gain that ground, and it's frustrating. Look, I would have been feeling worse today if Liverpool obviously won that game and then it goes to 12 points, whatever it is. At the minute, if Liverpool still win their game in hand, it goes to 9 points. Liverpool have still got to play Everton as their game in hand at Goodison Park. Liverpool still have to play Arsenal. I'm not feeling as negative about the title. Look, Arsenal at the minute are still playing nowhere near good enough to win the title. That's the reality. We need to improve, and we can start by doing that in these next 2 games. We've got 2 massive games. The cup game against Newcastle. You go and beat Man United on the weekend, who did play impressive yesterday. You're playing Man United just as they seemingly come into form, which is typical, because every time we play Man United, it seems to be like they're rubbish, and then all of a sudden they come into form against us or just before. But again, it's going to be a good game. The last thing I wanted to touch on is the William Saliba incident that's now being spoke about by so many media outlets. So many people are confused why that penalty was given. Like, they've both gone for the header, and even the Sky Sports pundits, to be fair to them, said it's never a penalty. They've both gone for the ball. William Saliba wins the ball. And that's what's frustrating to me as an Arsenal fan, right? It's just the fact that Arsenal seem to be given these calls that are just like one-offs. Like, it doesn't ever seem to be given consistently throughout the season. It's like they try and make an example of Arsenal, and then they don't really do it again. I know we saw a similar one, but it's like, it's just frustrating that it always seems to be happening to Arsenal. There's not much we can do about that. Maybe the refs just don't like us. Maybe it's just because we're Arsenal fans and it affects us and we think that it's only Arsenal, but maybe it does happen to other teams as well. I don't know. It's just a frustration that it just seems to me like it always seems to be these kind of decisions only happen against Arsenal. But let me know your guys' thoughts on that. Let me know your thoughts on the game tomorrow against Newcastle. What's your score prediction? Score prediction, I'm going to go for a 2-1. I'm going to go for a 3-1 win. I'm feeling like Arsenal could do something and actually win 3-1, but let me know yours in the comment section. Thanks so much to everyone for watching and listening. Before you go, like I said, do me a quick favor, just hit like and subscribe, and I'll speak to you all in tomorrow's video. Gooners, have a good day.